Okay, grade 10s. This is quick walkthrough activity 6 of the consolidation activity. So it asks you to open this particular activity, which is the rate, liters, and kilometers folder. So they're asking at the start, so we have a start odometer reading, an end odometer reading, and tank, or the number of liters that is required to fill up the tank. So we need to read these values into corresponding variables. And then we will have to calculate the number of liters required to fill up the tank. And then we have to calculate and display total kilometers traveled. We need to the rate of liters per kilometer and the rate of kilometers per liter. And I think the confusing part would be, how do I see how many, what is the calculation, or what is the formula that we actually need? So let's start with, I'm going to zoom in over here, and we're going to press on calculate. I think the first part is quite simple. We're going to declare our variables. So we have I start and I end, and those are both integer. And then we have our liters, which is real, but actually we have our liters per kilometer, so I'm just going to call it liters km, and then we're going to have our kilometers per liter. So I'm going to just call it liter like that, and they are all reals. All right. Now the first part is also still quite easy. We have to initialize our variables. So I start colon equals, and it comes out of this edit. So it is the value that we receive is string, so we need to convert that. We have to cast that. So we have string, and let me do that like this, string to int, and then the value edt start kilometers dot text. And then we have I end, and that is string to int and edt stop dot text, and then we have our liters. And now, because that is a real data type, we have string to float, and we have our edt liters dot text. Okay, and now we have to do the okay, we need another one. Distance, I'm just going to call it traveled. Okay, and we're going to initialize that now. I distance traveled, and that's also one of the first values that we need to display, and that is going to be colon equals I end minus I start. Okay, and it is underlined because I think we forgot a semicolon over here. All right. Okay, and now we need to calculate liters per kilometer. So we know the distance traveled now, and we know how many liters we needed to fill up with. So what we need to do is we divide the R liters by the kilometers. I distance traveled. And we need to obviously assign this calculation to our R liter per kilometer, colon equals R liters divided by traveled. And now our RKM liter is the other way around. So we have I distance traveled divided by R liters. All right. And now for the display. So we have our red display dot lines dot add, and I'm going to say here distance traveled traveled, and we're going to use I'm going to just use a tab over here, and then it's an integer, so we have now int to string, and then I have distance traveled. All right, so that's our first one. Our second line dot lines dot add is the liters per kilometer. We're going to do a tab over here as well, and then we're going to say, and because that's a real, it's formatted to 2 decimal places, we're going to use float to string f. And then what are we going to convert? Our liters kilometer, comma f fixed, comma, let's make, it's small, so we can, I think it would be enough to say it's 5,2, and bracket for the lines dot add and a semicolon, and then the last thing that we're going to display is our kilometers per liter. So dot lines dot add, and then we have here kms per liter. Yeah, liter. I never know how to spell liter, so you can choose how you want to spell that. And I'm going to add a tab there again, and then we'll have again float to string f, but this time it's r km liter, comma f fixed, and I'm going to make it 6,2. Okay, 2 brackets, semicolon. All right, I'm going to run this, hopefully without any errors. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to bring it over, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, let's just use the same numbers as the example. So this odometer reading journey start was 15450. Let's click on there. The end reading is 15600, and then the liters that we put in is 10.5. We click on calculate, and there we have it. Distance traveled 150, liters per kilometer 0.07. It's only that the kilometers per liter, we have a little bit more than them. So either I did a wrong calculation, or it was because of the rounding. Most probably, let's just try this. No, sorry. What I'm actually going to do here, every time we press the button, we can actually say red display dot clear, dot lines dot clear, clear, and that actually clears the lines. I think we don't really need to have lines as well. We can do clear like that as well. Okay, so instead of doing this, what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to have, instead of dividing by liters, I'm actually going to multiply this by our R liters per kilometer. Okay, let's see if we run this now. It's coming up. Just give it a second. I think I need to click on here, there, over. Okay, again, we have 15450. The end was 15600, and that was 10.5. And if we calculate now, no, now we've got even less. Okay, I wonder if they, people know I'm bubbling here, and I think I was right in the first place. This should be divided by liters, or liters. Distance, because we have kilometers, per liters. So we have the 150 divided by 10.5, which gives us 1 liter. Yeah, that's correct. So I think the calculation or the display that they have in the textbook is slightly off. But this is it. So to just run it again. I'm just going to say yes, 0. 150 should be the same. 10.5, calculate, so we have 150, 0.07, and kilometers per liter, 14.29. All right, I hope this helped like